We found this Escort on the Isle of Wight. It was in a bad state, been laid up since 1989 with front end damage, as you see from the picture. We are going to restore it over the next sort of 2 years between other jobs. It's a good base car, it's only done 40,000 miles, and it will restore into a nice Mk3 Escort. We had to pull the front because of the damage. New front panel wings, as you see from the picture. But all in all, it wasn't too rusty. A little bit on the floor pans, but a good start to a restoration. Found a genuine bonnet, what fitted nice, and some bumpers and a pattern grille. Found some 69 wheels, so we're gonna get them restored, put them on, and then we sandblasted the underneath to see if there's any more rust anywhere it needed doing. The underneath was in poor state, but it's where it had been garaged for so long, it was pretty good. We just sort of sandblasted the areas what needed a bit of clean up, because the parts the areas what didn't need cleaning up too much, we sort of left the original primer and paints on. Once it's blasted off, we applied epoxy primer before the repairs, just to seal the original metal work in. Gives a nice finish, and you can bond to it with new paint quite easy. Quite a bit of rust on the floor pan, driver's side, but we cut all that out. And welded a new floor section in. Tried to keep as much as the original chassis as possible and just spot weld along, so once the repair and the floor is done and the seam sealer's on, it shouldn't look like there's been a repair to that area. This is the epoxy primer going on, which will seal it for the future. A couple of little areas on the chassis we have to deal with to get them nice again. But all in all, the underneath is pretty good. Engine bay will come up nice. It's now sanded and primered. 2K direct gloss, sunburst red. And it's got quite a nice finish. And we just started cleaning up all the original parts and refitting them and painting where we need to. Zetec engine mounts. As we're putting a blacktop Zetec in the vehicle. New steering rack, polybush kit here and there. Seam sealer in all the original places where the vehicle had it before. New shocks. Hubs are all reconditioned. New bearings. Just lowering IMAX spring kit. The floors had the epoxy applied front to back. Seals are pretty good once they're all cleaned up. No need for much work along there, just paint. And the first coat of 2K sunburst red. Got a new tank, pattern one, but once it was all painted, injection one because we're going throttle bodies. This is the engine being built, Piper cams. And we've got ME221 management with injection throttle bodies. Just a rebuilt engine, just fresh with new rings, ALP bolts and new bearings and stuff. Used Dan ST engine mounts with Vibrotech rubbers to fit the engine in. It's direct fit. The last bit is a bit of paint work, primer and paintless dent repair guy ready for going into the paint shop.